So, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Meditation Maradan Dastur Ya Sayyidi. Welcome to this channel once again. Today, Sufistic Mystic broadcasting to you about mastering Mercury. Yeah? For the 4 stages, right? Because people are, oh, Mercury retrograde and what's gonna happen and do I have to hide myself, what I cannot do, yeah? And some people are like, what is Mercury retrograde anyway? Right? So this is your channel for Sufi, Islamic, astrology and talismans. Charging the talismans, writing the talismans and befriending the 7 kingdoms, mastering them basically, yes? So today we're gonna specify on Mercury, right? So Mercury, the planet is like associated also with green, but actually it has all colors. So it's the planet, it's for all our topics in life to make it a little bit more grounded right in the beginning. For all the topics in life which have to do with travels, technology, communication, mind, and contracts, yeah, in general. So, okay, some people may have a bad Mercury placement, from this can occur certain problems in their lives or challenges in the lives regarding those topics, yes. But as you see, these topics are connected to many other topics as well, yes. So, to business, to love, to respect, to many things, right? Because communication is a thing which influences all others. This is why traditionally Mercury is also said to be like, yes, the messenger. Mercury is the messenger, yes, it's Rasul, yes. Also Rasul of Allah. So the Prophet's representation is all the planets. But the manifestation of Rasul, it's Mercury, right? Of the messenger, yes. Giving Bushra, the good tidings to humanity and connecting then also all different aspects of human life, of the planets, yeah. So of course also when we see that if Mercury is in a conjunction with a certain other planet, it will channel those things, yes. They will fuse together. More on this on the one-on-ones, yeah. I don't know how deep I can go here. I want actually to dive directly into the 4 stages of Mercury, of people who are working with Mercury, right? So the first stage, and this is like a journey also, right? The first stage is basically, okay, I don't know what this is, how this works, yeah. In that case, of course, we have to first observe the moon, yeah. Like, basically, what is astrology anyway? This is this stage, right? And even people which are into astrology already, maybe they started to getting know Mercury and stuff like that, they will realize they are retrogrades, yeah. And Mercury has the most retrogrades of all of them, of all the planets. It's 3 times a year, approximately, right? So it is something to observe the retrogrades in a very good and quick manner, yeah. The other planets, I think they are just once a year, right? So this is when we already go into stage 2, right? Stage 1 is very quick. It's okay, what? And now I go stage 2. Stage 2 is the point where the person really starts observing the retrogrades and seeing its impacts, right? This stage has like also different levels to it, sub-levels, as every stage has, right? So in this stage, the person will see, okay, certain things in my life may go backwards, right? And this can be due to observation, yeah, of a person who reflects. This can be also induced by stones, right? The main stone is, I would say, moldavite, yes. So if someone gets the moldavite and they are new to the whole Mercury thing, and the moldavite starts working, they will see that moldavite is working parallelly to the retrogrades very heavily, and then they will be like very they will have to make Talisman to go in peace with the coming and going with the tides and floods of Mercury. Because maybe the Moldavite connection, the Moldavite cleansing it's also like a karmic cleansing. Ifara, right? In Sufi Islamic terminology. It will cleanse the bad deeds maybe that we did and all the bad, let's say, decisions we did regarding the planet Mercury, yeah, where we didn't act in alignment with the planet. It will cleanse that, so it will put you way back, right? Maybe to school friends, you will have to meet school friends, you will have to solve certain issues with things that are way back, yeah. Old, whatever, business partners, job places, all of this, Mercury will force the person to look at it again and to process it and to clean that and to finish those topics, right? So that is the second stage. Mercury, I think this one shut down, so whatever. We are in Mercury retrograde, so there are technological problems. If you face those, don't worry, in 2 or 3 weeks it will be over. Inshallah. Yeah. Of course, once again, this is only due to the will of Allah, and Allah put this thing, this machinery over our heads, this divine clock, to manifest His Amr, His will. That's like, okay, before rain there will be a cloud, yes. This is the reason for things to appear. Before the day the sun will rise, yes. Okay, we see that that's astrology. For those who are like a little bit still skeptical what's going on here. So these planets, they are making the tajalli rays, the manifestation rays of Allah's will coming down to the earth, which are also connected to the angels. So Mercury is Mikael, alayhi salam, Archangel Michael, right? He's the ruler of that planet, yes. And I said it in other videos as well, the name is Thabit. So if you want to work with that planet, and yes, this is the point, we want to work with the planets, we not worship them, something like this, but we work with them, right? And then in one point we try to master them. Yes, so once again, I'm still talking here maybe on four different layers, on 4 different stages in mastering the planet Mercury, yeah. But there might be more as well, right? It can be a long way, right? But it's a good way, and with every step you see benefits. That's the whole point here, right? So we have that. Mercury, this is the second stage, yes. Then the third stage is actually a stage where Mercury is like the manifestations coming from Mercury to the person will be balanced. Yeah, the retrogrades will be not as hard, let's say, as the ones when the awakening or the connection happened, yeah. It will be like, okay, there are some things from the past occurring, There's some magnetism, something like this, going to the past, but it will be not like the punch, yes, or the comet coming from above for the cleansing, like, because the comets, as we know from the Quran, they are the shooting stars of the angels, yeah, who are there to destroy and swallow and evaporate the darkness, right? So this is why comet stones, like moldavite, or what is the other one? The black one, tektites, or metallic tektites. Palisite, maybe I'm going to talk also in this video on palisite, yeah. And on the on that journey. What was the name of that stone again? However, so these are there to emanate a certain energy, right? And I never watched the movie Superman, maybe I should do it, but they say that there is this thing, it's a green thing, and it's like super powerful somehow, and they say this is like, represents moldavite, yeah. Yes, so that's the thing. So this is the third stage, where there will be like a balanced relation to Mercury, where the practitioner or the seeker or the one on the journey through the 99 names of Allah, he will be observing that there is like, okay, it's not so intense anymore. And I really don't know how, I think that's very personal, but the second stage, it might take 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years. It really depends on the person. And of course, there is a certain reality of that coming and going a little bit here and there again, right? So, this is where you will see that Mercury is okay, there is the pullback, but it's not, as I already said, it's not like putting you into the past. No. So, certain topics appear, but it's not very dramatic anymore. Yeah. It's like balanced. So that you go through this is also what I said in one of the other videos, with the remembrance of Allah's names, you can override these realities to a certain degree. So you will go, there will be the current of the manifestations, but your ship will still go, or at least it will stay in the same place, yeah? It will not go back. And yes, then we come to the fourth stage. The fourth stage, what is the fourth stage? The fourth stage is when your ship continues shipping, sailing. Let's move on with that sailing. Yeah? And don't forget to rest on the journey, yeah? Our masters always said, yeah, let's go for a rest. Where the ship will continue sailing. And you see, this can be a process of months and maybe some years, right? This is not for the people who want it immediately, okay, tomorrow I want to be the king of the world. No. You have to be patient a little bit. But therefore it's a sustainable and firm process. Right? So this is the fourth stage, but you need to, and then I have to speak of my own experience right now, because in that third stage, you may not be, in each stage actually, you may not be too, let's say, arrogant and maybe too much challenging the planet, yeah. So me personally, I made a certain step in that Mercury retrograde, and the pull back was heavy. That's all I can say here. I think it's more or less over, but the pullback was heavy. The magnetism, I mean, I was like, okay, let's do this. And I was aware of the manifestations that will come through the retrograde. but it was very real and very pulling, yeah. But it was also okay. But in that moment, I was thinking, okay, no, I don't mind about Mercury retrograde being it whatever. I don't mind about me wanting to sail on that ship. I'm gonna leave it. These are indeed because the ocean, when the tide comes and the thing comes, it's also not like, oh no, now I'm not want to do this. No, when the moon says it's flood, it's gonna flood. Yeah. But us as humans, we can have this willpower and go through the thing. This is actually a very high honor bestowed on us, yes, to be able to go through it. So this is the fourth stage of mastering Mercury. And as I said, I'm not claiming to be there or something like that, but it can go forth and back, of course. But let's say maybe 90% can stay there. Yeah. And this is our aim with the planets, right? So, because also in the Quran it's saying, and we made the planets obedient to humanity. Yeah. Very important point. We have to reach that point and try to stay there, right? Yeah, so this is the Mercury experience. Of course, then many people will ask me, okay, what planet do I start with? Yeah, I mean, one by one. Yeah? If you take the courses, maybe you can start with multiple ones. Yeah, it also depends on your birth chart. Yes, I observe this very often. If someone has a bad placement of one planet, they will befriend that one at the end or later on their path, right? And now, of course, how to befriend it. Yes, as I said, Thabit, reciting Thabit, or other names. Ar-Rahman Rahim, I think it was. Yeah. No, Malik Yomidin. It's from the Surah Al-Fatiha, right? Generally, the Fatiha is 7 verses for 7 planets. Yeah, very powerful thing. Balancing all the planets. That's something to do if you don't want to jump into the courses. Yes, getting a Moldavite, or what would be the Sufistic Mystic channel without the Sufi shop tour? Yes, so having a turquoise, yes. So this you can have any turquoise, that's fine, yeah. Or if you have the courses, you can empower your own turquoises, yeah. That's what we teach there. Or you can get one, yeah. I still have 2 left. The next exaltation, it's Mercury exaltation stones, yeah. Turquoises. It's I think the second most powerful after the Sharaf al-Shams stone. It's the Sharaf al-Otarat stones, yeah. Mercury can also be heavy, I saw and heard, but it's not as intense as Moldavite, right? It's more balanced. It's more from the Sunnah of the Prophet, whereas Moldavite, maybe in the older days, they would have called it emerald, right? Because anything that was green and maybe transparent, they would have called emerald. That's another topic. Moldavite is like more the masculine from the heavens, and turquoise is more the feminine energy, right? So that's something to think about if one wants to move further, yeah. What else to expect from that? I mean, during certain astrological timings, there can be, if one has prepared or got such a stone, there can be big openings, right? So the negative aspects of that planet will get less, and the positive will get bigger, right? By wearing an exaltation stone, right? So it's protective and opening at the same time, right? Because, as I said in the beginning, there are the different aspects of Mercury. Communication, it will protect from bad communication. It will increase your communication skills on the other side. Technology, it might stop things from breaking, or if there is a breaking, it's very minor, right? So I always say like this, the protection, yeah, okay, my mic broke. It's not broken, it just didn't have the electricity. This is still live, yeah. We're not gonna be like Superman or Superwoman here, right? But on another timeline, maybe without the whole Mercury thing, I would have lost it, for example, or whatever, right? Maybe it was smashed, lost, I don't know, yeah. I wouldn't even own it, maybe, right? So Mercury exaltation stones will aid you in journeys, will aid you in technology, in communication and contracts, right? And yeah, once you go over the hill, which is around stage 3 to 4, right? The planet will be befriended, yes. And after befriending, as I said, there comes the mastering. These are fluid things. Yeah, so like, subscribe, join the courses, all the info down below. Hit the beats, continue. Recite the names, right? I have also other exaltation songs, if someone likes them. Like, subscribe, share. Salams.